Okay, I guess I'm sorry. Funny things are happening. Today is discombobulation day, I guess. It seems like a number of us have experienced discombobulation of one sort or another, or a whole bunch. So, right now, let's all take a breath together. Let's breathe the ha. So, breathing in and breathing out. Ha. And breathing in and breathing out. Ha. And in through the ihu and out through the vaha. Ah. Oh, that feels much better. Whew. So, again, welcome to New Thought Center of Hawaii. Today we have a wonderful presenter for you, special all the way from the other side of the island, Susan Gregg. We're so happy to have her come over and be with us today. And her chauffeur, B, I haven't seen her. She's around here somewhere. and we have amazing musicians, which I'm not sure if you heard any of, but you will in a little bit. So we have Benjamin Rance and his sister Liz, right? And welcome so much. Beautiful music. Excited about that. And we have our amazing lay minister, Patty Wall, who has come and already presented Susan with her lay. And she creates amazing lays every week for the presenters, and they're always just really special for that person. So and I don't know how she knows that, but she just does. Years of experience, I guess. Anyway, thank you, Patty. And we have a new setup person here today, right? Tell me your name again. Jamie. So Jamie has come and volunteered. Yay, we could use more people like that and to help with the setup here to make it pretty and to make it findable. So we're going to begin this morning with a reading from the Science of Mind. Should be live. Stephen?
Hello. Today's reading from Science of Mind. I am that I am. I just got an image of Popeye. Anyway, all the truth that is contained in our intellectual nature or that our powers can grasp is a ray from the abyss of light, the infinite circle in which the thoughts of God move. Warren Felt Evans. What would happen to any person where the divine spark was completely loosed into action? Would it carry with it not only the essence and presence, but the power that is back of everything and the force that is induced? All words have some power. Some words will have all power, in my estimation. Now, the power is already resident. There would be no creation because because there is only one of whatever there is. It has to include what you and I call spirit, soul, body, mind, matter, everything. It is not alien to anything. There is no place where God is not. There is no such thing as something that is not already impregnated with the divine life. This is the meaning of the burning bush. Moses was aware that in nature which speaks. This is beyond illusion. You cannot explain it to anyone because unless they have had it, they don't know what you are talking about, but it is real. That's from the philosophy of Ernest Holmes. Here we revisit the theme of oneness. The mystic of the ages have known and taught the all encompassing one. And by all, they meant not only the lofty and lovely aspects of creation, but everything else as well, in one unbroken whole. Moses in the desert is told, whether by burning bush or intuitively, that the name or self reference of spirit is I am what I am. Nothing is more, nothing more is specified about what I am constitutes. And Moses was probably eager, as we would be, to nail down to something, a this and not a that. But any aspect we exclude from I amness restricts our experiences from the divine spark. We can become hemmed by our own judgments. Today's affirmation: today, I silently listen to spirit within and think of its goodness. I'll read that again, and you can say it with me. Today, I silently listen to the spirit within and think of its goodness. Thank you.
Mahalo. So while we're in this wonderful, sweet space, let's just all get comfortable in our chairs and close our eyes and breathing deeply and comfortably right where you are, right as you are. Just allow all the sounds that you hear around you to drift away and focus your full attention on your heart. That beautiful place that is your breath of life, your heart space. And as you bring your awareness there, you notice there's a light. It might be a little light, it might be a bigger light, it might be a grand light. Whatever is there for you, that is your essence. That is the truth of your being. And as you focus on that and breathe into that, allow that love that is that light to expand, to grow, to move through your entire body. Allow it to fill every cell, every cell, every organ, every muscle, every bone, every ligament, every tendon, that magnificent thing you call your brain. Allow it to be filled with this light of love. Allow that to breathe through your entire body until all you are is this light of love, being you being. And continue to breathe wonderfully and easily. And now that you are all that you can be, it's time to share our gifts. So allow this love to expand beyond your body more and more, reaching out and touching everyone in this room. This whole room is a glowing, vibrating, living, breathing ball of beautiful love light. It is who we are. And as you recognize that we are all connected, we are all one, we are this one. We are this eternal, divine, everlasting, ever present experience of life. And now I'd like to invite all of you to give yourselves a hug. Hug yourselves. Just love yourself with that best hug you've ever had in your whole life. You're giving it to yourself. It's beyond measure. It is the infinite treasure, the love of yourself, for yourself, and by yourself. Because as we do this, we also recognize that we are doing this to everyone, everywhere on this whole planet, which desperately needs a hug right now. Ah, breathing that love, breathing that love. Ah, and bring your awareness back into the room. Be present, be awake, alert, and here. So, my name is Reverend Pomaikai Kulan. And for those of you who are joining us online, maybe even across the world, because Susan has friends in Europe, they may be watching this. That's fantastic. We are literally reaching out into the world here, all around the world, with what we do. And so our love that we just shared, we shared everywhere. And wake up, Internet. Here we are. So we're happy to be here today to hear from Susan in a little bit. And right now, we're going to be extremely happy to hear from our amazing musicians, Benjamin and Liz.
Make me a channel of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me bring your love. Where there is injury, your pardon, Lord. And where there's doubt, true faith in you. Master, grant that I may never see so much to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love with all my soul. Make me a channel of your peace. Where there's despair in life, let me bring hope. Where there is darkness, only light. And where there's sadness, ever joy. Oh, Master, grant that I may never see so much to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love with all my soul. Make me a channel of your peace. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned, in giving of ourselves that we receive, and in dying we're born to eternal life. Oh, Master, grant that I may never see so much to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, To be loved as to love with all my soul. Make me a channel of your peace. Make me a channel of your peace.
Ooh. For those of you who are new to New Thought, or those of you watching online, when we raise our hands and do this, it's the International Sign Language for applause. And we do that because when we're being reverent in our songs, it helps us stay reverent. When we clap our hands, it breaks the energy. So, breaking the energy, there's certain times to clap and certain times to do this. And if you want to really give them applause, this is a standing ovation. Keep coming in and out of this microphone. I don't know what's going on here. Try it that way. Okay. So we are a sanctuary for the nourishment, development, and evolution of each individual's unique spiritual path. And for myself, that has always been really important. One of the things we recognized years ago when there were like a lot more of us, we had a thing called community building, and we met. Oh, it um, it was a therapy that I highly recommend for everybody. And out of that, we realized that what this church is comprised primarily of is incredibly individual humans. And it's a lot like um, the dolphins. The dolphins do the same thing. They're very individual and unique in the way they behave and how they behave, and yet they're still together in a pod. So we're together in this spiritual ohana, yet we remain very unique and individual, and we all have our own spiritual journey, and it's different for every single human being on this planet. So we honor whatever that path is, and we want to be here to support you and help that to grow and expand. I'm seeing a face I haven't seen for a while. Wow, cool. So I'd like to take this opportunity to ask if there's any new people here or somebody who hasn't been here for a long time. Yay. Okay. Tell us about yourself. Yeah.
Hi, my name's Garth Coleman. My
Garth
mom
Pullman.
used to come here way back when, so she
Oh,
told me to stop in and check things out. My name is Terry Erickson.
oh, okay.
So she moved to Nevada, but I just moved back about a year ago, so she told me to stop in and
Aw.
you guys are listening.
We'll tell her aloha for us. Yay.
I used to work at a coffee farm about a dozen years right down there. And it was so exciting that when Sunday came around, I really wanted some connection with spirit. So I went looking for churches. And up here, everybody was smiling, singing, giving me a songbook. I became the custodian here for a couple of years. I haven't been here for years.
I know.
And I actually have met my soulmate who I was supposed to come with today.
Oh,
But because of the traffic thing, she's over there and I'm away over there. We're going to meet later at a park right down here, but I'll kind of have her with me and then kind of tell her and ask her to watch the thing on the rerun. And my life is absolutely so different than it was when I was here 5 years ago. The most recent I was here, I had to
wow.
go by some Ocean View at 4:20 a.m. to get here. But here is here, and the Spirit's still the Spirit. It's the same Spirit. And we're even more involved because of what's happened in the past few years.
Welcome back,
Okay.
James. Yeah, it's
Just
yeah.
so the people online could hear it.
Oh, he's done now.
Oh, James.
Thanks for being here.
Okay, we have new
Are you guys
comers
gonna?
or yeah.
Hi, I'm Andrea, and this is Gabe. And I have been looking for a place to go to and connect. I'm already very connected on my own, but I've been longing for many years finding a place where I can go and connect more and learn more and develop and evolve because that's what we're here for. And I've been looking and looking, and like James, gone to lots of different churches here. Nothing really feels like a place that I want to go back to. And I just threw it out there one day, and the next day I came up. It just came to me, this place online, and then I started reading, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to go check it out. And here I am. Here we are.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Gabe.
Well, welcome, you guys.
And Liz, I think Liz was gonna. Were you gonna say something? Oh no. Okay.
But
All
you
right.
are here for the first time, right? You have to say something.
Okay. Hello, everybody. It's good to be here. Thanks for being here, too.
All right. Thank you for being here with that amazing violin. Woohoo! All right. I think we're gonna have another song with that amazing violin and that amazing guitar. No, it sounds not on.
Love, 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 love is a funny thing. Love, 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 love can make you sing. And get behind us and try a little kindness, and you'll find that love can make you sing. Well, trying hard to live without it, losing it will bring you pain. So many nights wondering, watching and waiting, and today love's alive again. We're singing love, 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 love. Everybody get in love. Love, 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 love. Everybody sharing love. Get behind us. Try a little kindness, and you'll find love can make you sing. Well, we first met, you were young and lovely. Never did a thing to try and bug me. We had it all, making life a ball, and it's all right spending the time in love. Singing love, 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 love. Everybody get in love. Love, 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 love. Everybody sharing love. Get behind us. Try a little kindness, and you'll find love can make you sing. Well, many years gone between us. Honey, don't worry about a thing. I wanna leave this song in your mind, and you'll find love can make you sing. Singing love, 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 love. Everybody get in love. Love, 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 love. Everybody sharing love. Get behind us. Try a little kindness, and you'll find love can make you sing. We're singing love, 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 love. Love is a funny thing. Love, 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 love. Love can make you sing. Love, 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 love. Love is a funny thing. Love, 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 love. Love can make You say it's a
Woohoo!
funny thing, but it can make you sing.
Oh, and by the way, for those of you who don't know, we absolutely insist that you get up and dance if you feel like it. So it's open, pretty open back there. So help yourself if you want. Um, so now we get to do one of my favorite parts, which is sharing miracles and ordinaries. So I already see a hand. However, I'm going to explain what miracles and ordinaries are. So put your hand down, Liza. Uh, um, so an ordinary is something that happens to us maybe all the time, but maybe when it did happen the last time, we had a big aha with it that we never really noticed or paid attention to before. And of course, a miracle is something that is an ordinary that just makes us go, wow, or ooh, or any version of that. So, if anybody has had one, please come up and share it with us on the mic so that the people online can also hear it. And please don't be shy. Everybody that shares uh, helps everyone else who is here. So there are no mistakes except not coming to share. So, and Liza. And James is already a miracle here.
So, as everyone knows, I do photography. My son also does photography. And right now, he and his wife are in Venice, Italy. And our reading this morning was I am what I am. And what I am is a very creative, loving, but bossy person. um, and he's online showing the beautiful glass. They're in, I don't know how to say it, but it's where they do the glass blowing,
Venetian.
Marino or something like that, Italy and
Venice.
Venice. And I said, you should go on the gondolas. When I was there, I just really regretted it. It was so expensive. I didn't do it, but I regretted not going. And it looked like they weren't going to do it. Well, this morning, beautiful shots of when they were on a gondola at other gondolas going under the bridge's side next to the palace and everything. It was so beautiful. So that's my miracle. My pushy broad got my son and his lovely wife of 28 years to go on a gondola. That's it.
Oh, congratulations.
I'll try to keep this short.
Okay,
It's not my nature.
I know. I remember.
Hi, Pasha. I don't need you. Uh,
That's fine.
okay.
I can hear you.
Okay. I'm going to mention a very ordinary that was 14 months ago. I was on my porch down in the ranchos below Ocean View, and it was the pandemic. And so I had finished self isolating for about 1.5 years. And I'm on my porch, ordinary day, same, reading a book, drinking coffee. And all of a sudden, there's this spirit in an adjoining property moving around, a wide open, raw property. And I'm going, this is different because nothing ever happens in our neighborhood. And I thought, wow, there's somebody checking out the property because that is common. People are always looking for properties. And I went, wow, that's a cool looking guy. Nope, not a guy. It was a very short and beautiful spirit woman. Well, I'm reading my book, look up, she's in my driveway, not the property down below. And she's looking at me like, come on over. And I'm going, well, this is different. Our property. Here she is. Never met her before. Put down the book, went in to put down the coffee, went over, and we held hands and talked for over an hour. And then we agreed to meet to see if we would do a land acquisition together. And we met at a park in Ocean View, and we were talking for over 2 hours. We are now both acknowledged and recognized dancers throughout various incarnations where we've shifted roles and shifted genders and shifted ages and everything. But we know that we are soul twins. Now, if that ain't a miracle out of an ordinary morning, and unfortunately, I was hung up in traffic on the way here, and she took off to a big box store because she thought I wasn't going to make it. We'll be here next week, and we will definitely introduce what I've been praying for my whole life, meeting my other one. And it happened.
Ooh, awesome. Sarah? All right.
Hello. Aloha. I'm Sarah. And my ordinary miracle happened, I believe it was, oh my gosh, Tuesday. And I teach water aerobics and I do floating meditation for folks at the end of the water aerobic class. And for some reason, I felt the need to, I had 4 people in class and they're all noodled out. And for some reason, I needed to change the music on my phone. So I have 4 people floating in different directions. And I have my phone and I'm in the pool. And I'm managing. And for some reason, I got distracted and the bottom of my phone went for a little dip. Bink. Shut off. Music shut off. Screen went blank. The miracle is I stayed calm. I did not. I was so proud of myself. I stayed calm, even hours afterwards when it wouldn't turn on. I was like, okay, what do we do? It's not turning on. We're okay. Um, and when the thoughts came up that, what I had lost, I was like, no, we're not going there. We're going to get this figured out. So adventure, adventure, adventure. And I ended up finding a place called Kona Cell Phone Repair. Oh, before that, I thought it was dead, right? I thought it completely died. And at 4:15 in the morning, the next morning, the day I don't work, the day I get to sleep in usually, my alarm goes off at 4:15 a.m. so, so yes, so it wasn't completely dead, which was great news. But I was a little miffed because I was like, now I'm awake. Okay. So I did end up at Kona Repair, Kona Cell Phone Repair, a very lovely lady with her dogs, and she put a new screen on it. And she also found that the charging port was corroded, so she changed out the charging port. And I have my phone back with all my pictures and all my stuff. Yay!
Yay. Woohoo. It's amazing. And it's ordinary. Congratulate. What's really amazing is the staying calm part. And I've been noticing more of that as well since I have been doing you know what. I want to share a little miracle. Actually, it's not my miracle, it's my daughter's. She's 8 years old. And of course, many of the things that I get online. So they get delivered to the house or to the post office. And so they're boxes and they have my name on them. And she's always looking at them to see whose name is on them because she keeps hoping that one day she'll get one with her name. And she did. She did. She got a box of amazing, beautiful, sparkly things from an amazing woman named Laura Prince, one of our church members, who also has a little daughter that's 4. And Laura and I were working on our Facebook page for New Thought together. And while we were doing that, my daughter took her daughter into her room and played with her quietly, which was amazing, for several hours. And so Laura decided to put together this package of wonderful, beautiful gifties for Faith and send it to her. And so so she just had an explosion of joy, and she's just over the moon about all of the wonderful things that came. So Laura, if you're watching, thank you so much, honey, and I hope you get back here soon. We miss you. And then Stephen, were you going to share something? Okay.
Okay. I have a birthday coming up next month. I'm getting up there in age. So, like about 6 years ago, I was diagnosed with a light case of macular degeneration, eyesight, and I've been following up on it ever since, but I haven't really checked up for about a year. And just last Friday, a couple of days ago, I went to see the eye doctors, and it's amazing all the equipment and stuff they have now. The technology blows me away. But anyways, the sort of miracle is he said, "Oh, your eyes have gotten better. Everything's better." It's like, what have you been eating? It's so healthy. So, so it's good news.
What have you been eating? Tell us. Wow. Okay then. Avocados seem to be the magic elixir. All right. Well, now I get to introduce Susan Gregg, a dear, dear friend of mine, who has come over from like I said, the other side of the island. Um, Her title today is, because she never remembers what she says the title is, so I'm going to tell her How to Let Go of the Past and Have a Magical Life. And Susan is an author, a counselor, a teacher of meditation. She's a friend, a hard worker, an amazing partner, an animal lover beyond belief, and so very much more. She earned a PhD in clinical hypnotherapy, and in the 1980s, she studied for several years with Don Miguel Ruiz and his mother, Sister Sarita, learning the Toltec way to happiness and peace, and actually has a book called The Toltec Way, which I actually read way before I ever met her. Um, and it was really a wonderful find in my life, and I really appreciate that book. And Susan has written how many books now?
14.
14. Has written 14 other books. The most recent being Joy Awaits, which,
Actually,
oh, that's a different one over there.
yeah,
That's
that,
not
no, that one's mindful meditations.
Mindful Meditations. Ooh, I need that book. Okay, so she has brought some books for you all. I brought 2 books, 2 of her previous books to share with you. One's about the magic of plants, and one's about angels. Oh, Mummy has it. That's my book. But I think you can get those at Corner Stories um, if you're interested in having those. And she now lives, oh, she was born in, well, I'll let her tell her story, but she lives here in Hawaii. with her partner B, who's I'm happy to see today. Yay! Hi B. Yeah. They took a wee tiny break away from all of their little critters, big and small, to come over here. And usually we go out to lunch with our speaker afterwards, but they don't have time today because they have to get back to take care of their critters. Farmers' work is never done. My grandfather was a farmer, and he used to tell me that. And I couldn't understand what he meant, but now I get it. So Susan introduces herself as I am a Toltec master and, oh, I don't know how to say that,
Noel.
Nawal woman, a Karuna Reiki master and energy healer. Oh, she is the best energy healer I have ever been to. Oh my goodness. Really. Um, if you ever get a chance. She's a lot of things, but above all else, she loves life. She loves teaching people how to create a life beyond their wildest imaginings. And she's passionate about what she does. And this I know to be very true. So, with that, Susan,
Take it away.
take it away.
Okay. Yeah. Does that work? Yeah. Okay. And I'd like to thank B for driving me over here and taking care of me and just being in my life. So. All right. So letting go of the past. Oh, I was supposed to read that thing, wasn't I? And I went carefully through there and found one that I really liked, but I guess we're going to do another one. So I am a power unto myself, given to me by the creator of life. I am the bringer of form in the world of possibilities. I am an artist. So, and um, it's interesting, how things work out and timing wise and stuff like that. And the other day, it was the 34th anniversary of my mother's death. And I had to let go of a lot of stuff when she died. She and I had a very interesting relationship. And her death catapulted me into a journey that I never intended to take or expected. And it was amazing. I never would have left Vermont had my mother lived. Um, and I really thought for the rest of my life I was going to live in Vermont. I always wanted to live in Hawaii, but I was going to live in Vermont. And we had an ice storm, and I had to sit in the basement for 5 days with my wood stove to keep my pipes from freezing. And I was sitting on my garden um, furniture, and I kind of thought, there's got to be a better place to live. And at that point, it was way before the internet. And so I went to the library, and there was this book called Places Rated. And I came up with three places: San Diego, LA, or Honolulu. My dog was 13 years old, so she wouldn't have survived the quarantine. So that wiped out Honolulu. And I'd heard enough about LA that I thought, nah. And so, sight unseen, I went to San Diego. And the woman I was working with, I got interested in all this stuff after my mom died because I had frostbitten my fingers, and I was a stained glass artist, and I really needed those fingers, and they really hurt. And the doctor said, well, we can save your fingers, but you're never going to get the feeling right again and stuff. And I went to this woman, Jeannie Lang, and she was a psychic. And I went when I did because I'd heard that dead people couldn't come back for 9 months or something like that. So I went at 6 months because I didn't want to talk to mom. And certainly she showed up, and I walked in, and Jeannie grabbed a hold of my hand as part of the session, and she squealed, and she held onto my hand, and then she went on talking to me. And a few days later, a layer of skin peeled off my hands, and they've been normal ever since. And normally once you get something frostbitten, it's very sensitive to cold, and they just don't work, but they do. And so I went back to Jeannie and I was like, how did you do that? And so she started talking to me about hands-on healing. And when my mother showed up at the session, it was interesting because that afternoon I was going to have my dog put down, and my mother showed up. She says, "I don't understand." Jean says, "I don't understand this." She said, "But your mother's here with a leash," and she said, "Yeah, I'll take care of your goddamn dog again." And so I knew that my dog was going to be journeyed over gently. And I wound up going to San Diego, and she gave me the name, address, and time of church. And you've all heard this before, but and I got to San Diego and I got a copy of the paper, and there was a different church, same address, different time. I thought, how many churches could there be at one address? And I went, and it was the wrong church. But the woman, her name was Mary, and when I walked into the church, she just was like all excited and embraced me, and she announced to everybody that I was a healer and a teacher, and I was like, I don't know nothing about nothing, you know. And then she took me to the barrio probably about 2 or 3 weeks later, and I got to meet Sister Sarita, Don Miguel's mother. And Sister Sarita greeted me like a long lost daughter, and I don't speak Spanish, and she started talking to me very mm, vigorously in Spanish, and I just nodded my head. And it wasn't probably until 9 or 10 years later I had B with me, and I saw Sarita, and she started talking, and B could translate, and basically what Sarita just knew me, how we just know people. And that was the beginning of an incredible journey. And what I learned is, this ain't, it's real, but it's not. It's a reality that we've come together collectively to create. And we can choose to create caca, or we can choose to create love and expansion. And I look at the world these days and I'm kind of curious about what's going on, because it seems not very peaceful, not very expansive. And I can choose to see love or I can choose to see fear. And when I look at the world and judge, my energy contracts, and when I look at it and I have love and compassion, it expands. And so letting go of your life in the sense of judgments. I remember when my mom died, before she died, she and I fought all the time. And then after she died, it was really interesting. It took me about maybe 6 months or a year before I remembered what used to annoy me about her. I mean, she became Saint Grace, and all I could remember was the good things. And we can do that at any point in our life. And when we let go of our judgment, judgment and fear contracts, love expands. When we let go of our judgments, we can see things very differently. We can look at the world and see. We can see the flow of, um, like a river. We can see the expansive nature. And, when you're going down a river, you can bump into a lot of rocks, or you can just follow the flow. And uh, I think life today would be really served if a whole lot more of us followed the flow, and if a whole lot more of us let go of our fear and our judgment and just stayed in a place of love. I they had those June 6th hearings, no, January 6th hearings the other day, and B suggested I stop watching because it was causing me to not be as loving and centered as I could be, and on the other hand, watching them and sending love, sending aloha. There's a lot of interesting characters in that story, and we can build more jails or we can just love. One of the experiences I had when I moved to Honolulu, I just had the feeling I wanted to do some volunteer work. So I contacted Halava Prison, and I went in there as a volunteer. And I remember the first time I went in there, because I mean, that's a big prison. And I mean, they got a lot of security, and you go in there and a lot of clanking of gates and all that stuff. And I remember going in there thinking, now why am I doing this again? Um, and I taught anger management and self esteem. And I it was amazing working with the guys, because I would talk to them, and like there was this one guy, big Samoan guy, and he'd been in and out of prison for many years, and I talked to him about, so how does this happen? He says, well, I just get this feeling, and he gets agitated. And he says the only way he knows to get rid of that feeling is he picks up a crowbar and he wanders through a neighborhood, and he finds a house and he breaks in and he steals stuff. And one of my questions was, how's that working for you? And I got to know these guys, and it was really interesting because they had a belief system that created certain choices that society and them weren't real happy with the outcome. And I worked with this guy for a while, and I lost track of him, but about being able to center himself and let go of that agitation, and without a crowbar, just being able to let go of stuff. And our breath is so powerful, and just using our breath to let go. And I just recently ran into this woman that's teaching about prayer practices, and I really liked what she was saying. And she talks about focusing your attention on feeling the air as it goes in and out of your nose, and just really focusing your attention on that spot. And when we do stuff like that, what's going on in our mind kind of can quiet. And if you find yourself being upset or uncentered, just focusing on that spot in your nose, and love. So, I mean, there's just, and like my book, The Toltec Way, the gift of running. I mean, I didn't know anything about Miguel. It was long before the Four Agreements, and they were teaching out of a laundromat, and they had one area kind of not roped off, but they had curtains up that were um, velvet, and they'd been hanging there for a long time. And you could, I mean, I always very carefully didn't bump into them because I didn't want to get, caught in a dust storm. And there was always an altar there with lots of flowers. And the classes were in Spanish, and I didn't speak Spanish, and I just kept showing up. And Sarita was an amazing healer. She was known all through Southern California, and she used a huevo. She used an egg as her healing modality. And one time I was her assistant in the in the temple, and she asked me for a huevo. I didn't know what the hell huevo was. And she was like, huevo, huevo. And so I brought her everything I could find that was oval. And finally I hear over the wall, she wants an egg. And upstairs I knew where they kept the egg, so I went and I got the egg. And she was really patient. I mean, I think I would have killed me if I were her, you know. But I showed up, and she used an egg as her healing modality. And she would just use it to pull whatever didn't serve that person out of their body. And she was an amazing person to watch. I mean, she would heal these ooey gooey ushy wounds just with a wavo, and no, she doesn't break the wavo and rub it in, she just uses it to pick up the energy. And absolutely everything is energy, and energy is always either expanding or contracting. And fear contracts, love expands. And I guess there's time where we want to contract our energy, but it, we can make that conscious choice without doing a whole lot. And it was just amazing working with Sarita and Miguel. And you know, Miguel began to teach the classes, but he still was teaching them in Spanish. And then eventually they were taught in English. And it used to crack me up because he used to talk about things like coming crazy. You have to be careful about coming crazy. And I just, occasionally I would make suggestions about his syntax and his English. And one of the other students was really cute because he really wanted to learn English properly. And so he'd come over to me and he'd say, "Okay, how do you say?" And it was just an amazing experience. And literally thousands of people came and went. And I just kept showing up and I kept showing up and I kept showing up. And many years later, actually, at the same gathering that um, translated for Sarita, Miguel called myself and one other person up to the front, and it was a huge gathering, probably what 500-600 people. And Miguel said that we were the only two that had done what he said, and he got me to a certain point. He said, "I've taught you all I know. Go teach in your own way," and that's what I've been doing ever since. And I just saw I've been somebody suggested years ago I go on TikTok, and I was like, TikTok? What am I going to do on TikTok? And I started going on TikTok, and that people love me on TikTok. I've got like 4,000 followers, and I've only been on there for, I don't know, 3 or 4 months. And I kind of enjoy it. And this morning I was checking my messages on TikTok, and a video of Miguel showed up, and he got a new heart about 12 years ago. He'd had a really major heart attack when he was here in Hawaii, actually. He was up in Haleakala. And then he had another holiday. I guess he might have no, perhaps noticed. And then he was over here another time and had another heart attack over there. Obviously, Hawaii had a message for him. And so he needed a new heart, and he got a heart, and that was 12 years ago. And that heart is run out its days. And so he actually is on TikTok asking for people to spread the word that he needs another heart. Because last time he was at death's door, and he was in Texas, I think, as the story goes. Or I don't know, he was someplace and he had to get all the way across the country to get to the heart in time. And people managed to create transportation, magic and miracles. We set our tent. We let go of our old stuff and our old belief that, this is solid and you don't understand, you have to do it this way. And you need, that money thing, you need to, and it's, magic happens. During the wild west of mortgages, I I didn't have the money or the credit to buy a house, and I decided I wanted to buy a house over here, and I did. And at that point, they were like, "Don't tell us your income." I was like, "That's fine with me," because I certainly didn't have sufficient income to support a mortgage. And so, okay, that's fine. I won't tell you how much I make. And I managed to buy a beautiful place over in Curtistown, and it is like a farm. I mean, we've got how many chickens? We got 50 chickens, and we got a whole bunch of cats. And right now we only have one dog, which is unusual, but she's a pup, and leaving her alone is a problem. And my neighbor said, "Well, bring her over here," and her lot is totally fenced. And I've been taking my dog over to a lot that's totally fenced because she just loves our chickens, and not in a good way. And she catches them and she puts her paws on them, and then she rips their thank God she doesn't kill them, but she rips out their feathers and terrorizes them. So I don't let her run loose on my property. And I brought her over to the neighbors this morning and gave her some treats, and I said, "These are her favorite treats, and if you hold it up and call her, she'll come." And Kathy's lot is totally fenced. So luckily my dog is over there having a great time running around, and just enjoying herself. And when I relax, magic happens. When I get all tense and upset about stuff, not so much. And you're all magicians, you really are. And like your eyes getting better. I mean, we let go of stuff, and then somehow or another, the universe takes care of it in a way that works. So whatever it is you want in your life, change wanting to having. Because think about what it feels like when you really have something. Like I have this beautiful orchid, and it's just gorgeous, And the orchids just always amaze me, And I could have wanted an orchid, and not had that experience, but all of a sudden I have one, you know. And so think about those two energies in your life. You know, what things do you want? And what does it feel like to have that? Like somebody came up to me, I haven't done a class on lucid dreaming for a long time, and I enjoy teaching them. And somebody came up today and said, "Could you teach a class on lucid dreaming?" And I said, "Sure." You know, and so I'll send out an email and invite people, and you know, it's the internet's nice, you know, people from all over the world can attend. And I'm excited about doing a lucid dreaming class. I hadn't even thought about that, and walked in, and lo and behold, it's like, okay, you know. And I've been wondering what to do with TikTok because, you know, it's like, so I'll go on TikTok and I'll talk about about lucid dreaming and invite them to come too, you know. And you know, TikTok just amazes me because this woman just was very clear. You really need to do TikTok. And I've been doing Instagram and not really enjoying it. And I got on TikTok, and it's just like boom, you know, everybody loves me, you know, and I get all the, you know, like I said, I got 4,000 followers, and it's like whoa, you know. And I didn't do anything other than go on there and do videos. And I don't know if any of you have seen pictures of me, but a while ago, I on the way to the bathroom, I kind of got going a little bit fast, and I lost my balance, and I hit the frame of the door, and I just had the most beautiful black eye. I mean, it took a couple days to show up. I mean, I hit my head, and then slowly, and it was like, and then I was like, well, I can't do TikTok with this black eye. And I thought, why not? I'm colorful. I'm an elder, you know? And so I did. And it was interesting because people responded to my colorful eye, you know, and I kind of missed the colorful. I guess I could get some makeup, or because I'm sure not going to run my head into something again. That hurt too much, you know. So really, what is, but it's not solid. So if you want a different is, just think differently. You know, think about what you do want rather than what you don't want. Because a lot of times we think in terms of, well, I don't want that. And the universe very nicely responds, okay, well, you know. And but what I really want is this, but I don't have it, and that feels bad. And the universe says, okay, we'll stay that way. But as soon as you open up your heart and allow yourself to have, you know, like you wanted a life's partner, and lo and behold, she showed up, you know, and it obviously in a very clear way. Yeah. When we get out of our way, it's amazing how things, you know, like I wanted a house. I certainly couldn't afford a house. I couldn't afford a mortgage, but we have a beautiful home, you know. And sometimes it gets a little bit iffy about making the mortgage, and then COVID came along, and they had some program where you didn't have to pay your mortgage for a while. It was like right on, you know. So it's amazing what kind of magic can happen. Yeah. So giving yourself permission to tap into that magical nature. Yeah, I showed up today, and you two are playing beautiful music, and I love your violin, you know, and I love the choices of your songs, and I just love it, you know. And I didn't know you were going to be here, you know. And I look around, and I see familiar faces, and I see new faces, and I just love it, you know. I love the lanai, and I noticed the rooster's gone. There used to be a rooster that would crow a lot, you know, and I was like, wow, what happened to the rooster? You know? Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So, and I don't know if it's permitted, but I really like to ask people if they have any questions or thoughts or comments. Anyone got a question? I think, Lisa, you got your hand up for a question?
Well, yes, Susan. About the lucid dreaming. I
Mhm.
did the lucid dreaming with you online way before moving here.
Mhm.
And we right now at Nutha, Aaron, Pumakai, Pasha, and I, and Faith are having dreaming class. And I just mentioned about your lucid dreaming, and now I experienced being aware of checking out my senses
Mhm.
and everything. And I would love to do an online. I have no idea what TikTok is,
Mhm.
but I would like to do that. So if you do that,
Yeah,
let me know. Thank you.
I will let you know.
Yay.
Yeah.
Mahalo.
Mhm. I know the class won't be on TikTok. It'll be much easier to access than that.
I just want to share a comment. You said something about us being our own magicians.
Mhm.
And my children read very phonetically, and they refer to the word magician as magican. And
I like it. Yeah.
yeah, it's like touching your inner magi, and
Mhm.
you can.
Yeah, and yes, you can. Yeah.
And I love your book, by the
Oh,
way.
thanks.
It's our book.
Mhm. Behind you.
Thanks, Susan. I've been watching you with your flowers. You
Mhm.
share a lot of flowers. I love flowers. Although my question is, do you have a song that comes to mind that makes you feel as happy as flowers?
Hmm.
And what would it be today?
Okay. I don't know. I'll give it a minute and get back to you. Puff the Magic Dragon. Okay, and I did bring books, and do we decide on $5? Yeah, and
I told her 10.
yeah,
She's a lover. What can I
yeah.
say? Okay, $5 is a $15 book, you guys. And
And I
all her
sign
books.
it too.
And all her books are really good.
Thank you,
But please don't take the plant book or the Encyclopedia of
because that's
Angels.
hers.
That's my personal property.
Yeah.
But you can get it online or at Kona bookstores.
And thanks again, B, for bringing me over. I
Thank
know
you, B.
I was not most helpful.
I love seeing you here. It's been so long. Yeah. All right.
And just look around the room, all the beautiful energies, you know? And think about all the people that had to come together at a certain time to make a baby and then make a baby and make a baby and for you to be here. You know, your mom and dad had, and then their moms and moms and mom, you know, and when I think about it, it's like, whoa, yeah, we really are a miracle that we're here. Yeah. So, and there's a reason that you're sitting here. So thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah. It
Really
was so nice
appreciate
being
it.
greeted by
The little one.
the little one. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was such a wonderful. I mean, because for a while she was like,
I know. Actually woke Faith up this morning, and when she started to wake up, she said, "I don't want to wake up. It's too early," like she always does. And I said, "Yeah, but Susan and B are coming." And she goes, "Oh!" And she jumped out of bed. She was so excited. So that's how special they become to her. But then she told the truth about the whole thing. She said, "Oh yeah, but I'd rather go to them because she likes all the animals. That's her thing." Oh yeah. So now we're gonna have some beautiful more music to celebrate our opening our hearts and our wallets and making whatever contribution is appropriate for you in this time to New Thought Center of Hawaii, we do need to do that money thing for the lights and for the building and the maintenance and all of that. So we'd like to keep having this beautiful space to come and play in. So we look forward to any gift that feels right for you, whether it's a blessing or money or something else. Open to all possibilities.
There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying, and it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can't go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere is to lend a hand. We are all a part of God's great big family, and the truth, love is all we need. We are the world, we are the children, we are the one to make a brighter day. So let's start giving, and there's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives, and it's to make a better day, you and me. So send them your hearts, so they know that someone cares, and their lives will be stronger and free, as God has shown us by turning stone to bread. And so we must lend a helping hand. We are the world, we are the children, and we are the ones to make a brighter day. So let's start giving, and there's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives, and it's to make a better day with you and me. When you're down and out, and there seems no hope at all, if you just believe, there's no way we can fall. Well, then realize that change can only come when we stand together as one. We are the world, we are the children, we are the one to make a brighter day. So let's start giving, and there's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives, and it's to make a better day, you and me. Okay, let's all sing it together. We are the world, we are the children, we are the ones to make a brighter day. So let's, and there's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives, and it's to make a better day with you and me. And it's to make a better day with you and me. And it's to make a better day
So perfect. I think we need to hear that song a lot. It's amazing how back in that decade when those kinds of songs were being made, the world was relatively peaceful compared to now. And yet it seems like those songs were actually created for now. So I find it amazing and very, very supportive in being focused on this planet. So really appreciate all of this. Like to offer a prayer giving thanks to the infinite source, the divine one, the ever present, the all that is, the great is. Ah, we give thanks for the abundance received here today, the abundance of love, the abundance of kindness, the abundance of gifting, sharing, the abundance of being, the abundance of presence, of all presence, inward and outward. We give thanks for all of these gifts, and we take these gifts into our everyday, today, tomorrow, and forever. In gratitude, in joy, in peace, remembering that we are the presence. We are the presence. Makana, that is who we are. And being that Makana to everyone we know, every place we go, everything we think, and every word we speak, being the gift, the present. And knowing that as I speak my word, it is done. Ua lele valiatula, ah mama e. And so it is. Thank you. So I'm going to speed through announcements. Well, the first announcement, of course, is Susan's book is available over there for $5. And wow, what a awesome gift. It's actually a gift. So coming up at New Thought Center, every Sunday is different here. Every Sunday, there's a different person sitting here doing what I'm doing today, being a facilitator. Every Sunday, there's a different presenter presenting something that's uniquely their own. Every Sunday, we have different musicians. Every Sunday, we have different tech people over there. Every Sunday, we have wonderful people helping with all other aspects around here. We do have free child care available for during the Sunday service. And my daughter adores it and is so grateful that mostly it's Momi's children that are doing it, and grateful to Momi. And thank you, Momi, for doing the reading earlier. I forgot to thank you for that. Appreciate it. So, and we are live streamed right now, but we're also recorded, so you can go to YouTube and watch any of the recordings. And actually, if you have a favorite teacher, favorite spiritual leader that you know, it's quite possible that we have them recorded. And you can go and watch that program on YouTube. So next Sunday, we have Mira Ohala speaking on cultivating hope during challenging times. When would that be? Music by Mahina Sanders. Oh, I love her. She's so great. And on the 30th, we're going to have Brittany Farmer speaking on death and rebirth, a visit with the ancestors. Ooh, music by Kaimana Lighthawk. On the 6th of November, Kumu Kiala Ching is going to be here again, blessing us with his mana'o, his beautiful wisdom, eh, with a program and his beautiful singing. And he always brings a chant to teach us and to share the meaning of that, the deeper meaning, the kauna of those chants, so that we can learn those chants and practice them in our daily lives, as many Hawaiian people here do. So it's an opportunity for you to learn a lot about Hawaii if you care to know. On Mondays from 4:30 to 5:30, Jinan is teaching a Tai Chi class, which people are raving about. And it was supposed to resume this month, but it's not going to. It's going to resume on November 7th. And it's $15 per class. And he's also offering an option for this. It's going to be $48 for the month if it's paid in advance. So that's a gift from him. Tuesdays, starting October 18th from 4 to 5:30, is a cancer support group facilitated by Mira Ohala, sliding scale $5 per meeting or more. Wednesdays from 4 to 6, um, through the end of this month, is a dream group meeting. We've been meeting now for a while, but you can come anytime. Bring a dream with you. Uh, we have a wonderful sacred space that we share in, and we have an amazing facilitator, Lindsay Roth, and she brings many, many years of wisdom with her. And the suggested donation for that is $5 per class or per meeting. Uh, Monthly events. Last Sunday of the month is produce giveaway. Although I saw a box out here that already has produce. So is it still out there or is it in here? It's out there? Okay. So on your way out, um, make sure you take some with you. It's for all of us. And on the last Sunday of the month, if you have, bring. If you don't, come get. And uh, there'll be just a wonderful produce giveaway. On the first Sunday of the month, there is a pre-service healing meditation with the crystal bowls that starts at 8:30, goes till 9, so you won't miss church service. And it'll be inside in this room, Honua room. And the next event is November 6th, so the first Sunday in November. Service opportunities. Yes, yes, service. Volunteers, greeters, setup, cleanup, tech help, ideas. We're open. Workshop facilitators help people that are doing workshops with their setup, their logistics, anything that the facilitator might need or the workshop leader might need. And for that, your payment is to attend the workshop for free. So to volunteer for anything, you can click reply to the New Thought newsletter. And if you'd like to get the newsletter and you currently don't, you can sign up on our website, which is the easiest way. Or if you're here now, you can sign up on our guest book and we'll add you onto our newsletter guest list. And if you like it, you can keep getting it. And if you don't like it, it's real easy to unsubscribe. So take advantage of that opportunity too. Um, I think that's all of my amazing things to do. And so we're going to do something we haven't done except a couple times now. We're going to all stand and form one big giant circle. And we can hold hands or not, depending on how you feel. If you want some hand sanitizer, we have that. And form a big circle, and we're going to sing our song, Hawaii Aloha, which is up here if you don't know the words. And over there, if you don't know the words. Oh, okay. Okay. So everybody circle up. Okay. And Stephen, you can mute me because I'm not the world's best singer.